Afternoon, everyone on the channel. We have just begun our trip to Snake Road again on a travel to also experience the eclipse, but we are experiencing some delays because we have some really bad weather blowing through at the moment. These are some nasty windstorms. So we'll update once we actually get out of this and somewhere a little safer. So is this what it felt like to live in the Dust Bowl? Yikes. Oh man. Alright, we are at the point we can hardly see the car that's 16 feet ahead. Or not at all see the car that's 16 feet ahead. You can thank El Nino and also mass agricultural monoculture for this. All that growing of one single crop and then plowing it over so that all the dirt is loose and blowing everywhere when the storms come through. Alright, next day we survived the windstorms and we are starting our visit at Gateway Arch National Park.
Take a picture of me.
As Mom insisted. My mother's got a goal to try and visit every national park in the US at least once, and I'd be lying if I said that I didn't want to see each one at least once as well, but some of them are more impressive than others. The Gateway Arch in St. Louis is certainly an impressive man-made structure, but as someone who is a lot more interested in natural phenomena as opposed to human architecture, this is one we're okay with stopping at once and not really visiting again. The spring flowers were pretty though. Did you know magnolias, or magnolia flowers at least, are actually edible? Preferably if you get them from a natural setting though, and not somewhere where they may have been treated with pesticides. And we have made it to the greater Snake Road area. This is day one, the day before the eclipse. We're going to see if we can pull off some interesting things for a video today. But stay tuned. There's certainly plenty of wildflowers open right now. And early to mid-spring is one of the best seasons for wildflowers too. Why? Because of the woodland spring ephemerals, those plants that take advantage before the trees all leaf out to set out their blooms, attract the earliest pollinators, and then disappear with the onset of summer. So we got an Arsema trifilum, Jack in the Pulpit, growing up here. An aroid, related to some of the plants that I grow back at home. Strange little flowers. You can see the color up underneath the hood there. That attracts flies and beetles. And there we go. First herp of the trip. Two-line salamander. Or long-tailed salamander. Saw these guys last time I was here. Beautiful little creature. We're gonna get a quick photo and then leave him be. One of the more common species of salamander in the area, so no surprise I came across these guys again. But they're fun to see. Still hoping I get to see the other subspecies further west sometime soon though. Alright, and I'm gonna film. Tell Mom to walk in, maybe turn on a light somewhere, and look in every direction.
You got your light?
I don't have a light out, I've got my phone.
Oh, the phone's good. Okay, I'm going where?
Just walk in and look around in the cracks. Including that big one that's running right above your head. We'll update as soon as we see someone.
And I don't know if you guys can see them, but way back in there, there's an eye shine of a cave salamander, one of several. The rest are kind of... Oop, there he is. Hi! Yeah, I see you. I'm going to see if we can find any of your brethren in here. Because there were so many last time. Ugh. Don't see any others, but there were several in that crack a minute ago. Alright, and there's a cave salamander right out in the open under a rock. It's one of the best looks we've gotten of him. Gorgeous orange guy. Pretty closely related to the longtail. Of course, different color. And right here, tiny little longtail salamander. This guy's probably only 2 inches in length. He is very, very small. And there's your Blanchard's cricket frog with some interesting red on his back. Tiny little guy. Probably one of the more common frogs out here though. We'll probably see a whole bunch of these guys while we're out on the road. He's only about 1 inch long. We got ourselves a couple of blooming May apples here. That one's got the nicer flower under there. Very interesting plants, Podophyllum peltatum. Hoping I can grow them one day, because that's about the only way that you can actually get a taste of the almost tropical citrusy fruits that they make, because the animals will usually get to them long before people can. And there we go, first snake of the year. Cottonmouth. Curled up in his crack. Might be the same guy we saw last year.
Oh yeah. Deep in there.
Beautiful. Alright, salamanders. Look at all those salamander faces. And there's one there. There you are. And several more that are up there. Hello. Just kind of all up in the crack here. Cool. Hey you guys. You're so cute. Look at those little faces. You're so adorable. So the camera really doesn't want to focus on it, but here's a pawpaw in bloom. Essamina triloba. Basically the closest thing to a tropical tree you'll find around here. Oh, there we go. Last year's baby. He's so tiny and cute and colorful. Beautiful though. Little guy. So we'll get a photo or two before he leaves, hopefully, and let him on his way.
Mom was trying to claim that any snakes found wedged up in cracks didn't really count because we couldn't see him very well, so glad we got this guy to really show off one of the cottons on the road. Interestingly enough, it's the only one that was actually really out and about that we encountered. And the tiniest cottonmouth I've seen so far, because all the ones I saw the year before were a little bit larger than this, basically newborn. Then, as night fell, I got to see the reason why a lot of people look for salamanders in the dark, because as everything cools down and the humidity goes up, that second group of cave salamanders that I saw started leaving their cave and traveling around in the plants outside.
Beautiful big cave salamander here, and there he goes, back towards his crack. He's like 7 inches long. Big skinny guy. And there's one right under there too. Look at him. Beautiful. Alright, I'm gonna have to double check what exactly this is. He's got a bit of a weird pattern, but it looks like one of the leopard frogs around here. Southern if I would have to guess, but that pattern is really odd for a leopard. So I'll have to double check with you guys. Look at that color.
Not a leopard, not a bullfrog, but the other really common frog that actually I don't think I've managed to get on this channel before because I don't live in range and they didn't show up on the last couple trips that I was within their range. The green frog is another fairly large true frog that is found throughout much of the eastern US. Usually they're more confused with bullfrogs because their coloration and build are really similar and they get bigger than leopard frogs do as well. But the spots are what made me confused. However, green frogs are kind of that odd spotty color and they've got the lateral ridge running from their eye backwards almost their legs, and that ridge isn't like differently colored like it is in the leopard frogs.
There's this interesting little brown and orange millipede crawling around, and you get right up to him. He's kind of cute. And as sort of a last little thing, there's Mr. Green Tree Frog in the pipe again. He's adorable, but way so far down there. Although he's a little closer now, so we get a little better look at him. One of several species out here, but so far the only one I've directly encountered. Alright, so first snakes of the year, first salamanders of the year, first frogs. Almost first frogs, at least the first ones that I've been able to video them. So a little slower than we had hoped, but hey, cool stuff and things that we don't find back in our own state. And tomorrow hopefully will be a whole lot better because it will be warmer and we're going to be here all day. And of course the eclipse is supposed to happen, so fingers crossed it'll be clear skies, at least during that part. But until then, and if you want to see cool things, whatever we find tomorrow, if you'd like to help support educational and adventure videos like this, consider joining as a patron at patreon.com/hcarlton. Members there do get extra benefits back as well, or you can donate at coffee, buy merch at our Teespring shop, or visit the website carltoncarnivores.com that has all of the plants and sometimes baby reptiles for sale. If you can't support in a financial manner, of course, simply giving attention to the channel really helps. Liking, subscribing, watching all the way through, because those watch hours are really important. Leaving comments below. And you can find more photos, little videos and stuff online at Facebook, TikTok, Instagram at Carlton Carnivores. But until next time, I'm Hawk and Carlton. This is Carlton Carnivores.